Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, bringing you a grand solar minimum update. Labor Day, Monday, September 3rd. At 9:34 p.m. Mountain Time 2018, you are looking at the new modern maximum for cosmic rays. It's true, cosmic rays have reached a new maximum. And thanks to the University of Delaware and R. Pyle, July 2018, you can see clearly right here that we are totally fluxed. Yes, the beginning is near. It's not the end of the world. It is, in fact, the beginning. And that is tonight's first. Boom! Tens of millions face flooding threat across the Midwest. Did you see that? Tens of millions. Whew, that's a lot of people. More heavy rain is coming to the Midwest, an area already waterlogged after powerful weekend storms. Tens of millions face the threat of flooding, with forecasters predicting the storm system to stall over the region. Atmospheric compression, cloud nucleation. The information has been coming for years from CERN through the cloud experiment. Yes, Svensmark has been screaming at the top of his lungs for a decade. Increased cosmic rays cause increased cloud nucleation in the middle atmosphere, and that causes more rain. That causes flooding. At least 6 states are under flood watches and advisories. Iowa has been especially hard hit, with nearly 1/3 of the state under flash flood watch through Monday afternoon, where there are multiple tornadoes over the weekend in Michigan. Parts of Wisconsin have gotten more than 14 inches of rain over the past 2 weeks, according to Tony, that guy, whatever his name is. Flooding has caused $50 million in damage so far, and there is more rain on the way. Still reeling from days of damaging weather this weekend, capped off the second wettest August on record for Wisconsin. Totally flucked on James Avenue. Look at that. Whew. I wonder if that has something to do with cloud nucleation and the fact that we've reached a new cosmic ray maximum. Perhaps. Maybe it has something to do with the 18% increase that we just lost right there. There it is. Stratospheric radiation for the last 3 years is up 18% at 37 degrees north latitude. Whew. Look at this. In Pennsylvania, Lancaster, and York counties are cleaning up after heavy downpours. We'll get to it. Hundreds without power as storms cause outages and flooding in Manhattan. And this isn't in New York. This is Kansas. Heads up, Toto. Whew. Wow, what's going on there? The Manhattan Fire Department says 152 people and 24 pets were rescued Monday morning after floodwaters swamped much of the region. Crews on foot in boats and even one in a dump truck went through 4 locations helping people get out of harm's way. Totally fluxed in Rebud, 60 people. Highland Ridge, 16 people. Garden Way, 50 plus 20 pets. Village and Whitetail, 26 people, 4 pets. Totally fluxed, and that's the latest. Man, we have bandwidth issues. Everything's gone. Homes destroyed, bridges, roads damaged after flooding in York County. Look at this guy. He is so concerned. John Van Ness describes the water came up to a 500-year flood line in 15 minutes, and how he came home to find his neighbors' homes gone. Whew. It's absolutely insane. Some roads are completely washed out, and there's a boat. Whew. Heavy rain expected Tuesday, flash flooding possible. This is Minneapolis. Rain showers expected to wash over southern Minnesota Monday night and Tuesday, leaving some communities drenched with several inches of rain. We're looking at 2, 3, maybe 4 inches of rain. Possibly. Tropical storm Gordon is dumping rain on Florida and getting stronger as it eyes Mississippi. Tropical storm Gordon is dumping rain on Florida on Monday evening and expected to gain in strength as it heads up the Gulf Coast, churning up the red tide. Forecasters predict the storm could strengthen to a hurricane over the Gulf of Mexico, absolutely killing all sorts of animals, fish, and wildlife as the red tide gets mixed like a cocktail from hell. before it makes landfall in Mississippi on Wednesday. The storm surge along the Gulf Coast could reach up to 5 feet, washing toxic algae everywhere. And the National Hurricane Center predicts rain totals in Florida, the Bahamas, Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana could range from 2 to 4 inches and up to 8 inches in some areas, which means they are also totally fluxed. Now, Tropical Storm Gordon is centered 50 miles off the coast of Florida, Fort Myers, that is, on Monday evening, dumping rain on the peninsula and whipping its shores with maximum winds up to 50 miles per hour. Send out a prayer to my brother over there. Heading northwest at 17, according to the National Hurricane Center, Gordon could strengthen to hurricane over the Gulf of Mexico before it likely makes landfall in Mississippi on Wednesday. Until then, we'll be watching hurricane and storm surge warnings issued for portions of the Gulf Coast. Due to Gordon, you can see those watches and warnings. Heads up, Louisiana, ground zero. Hurricane and tropical storm surge warnings are in effect for parts of central Gulf Coast as Tropical Storm Gordon is expected to reach hurricane strength before making landfall there late on Tuesday, early Wednesday morning. Heavy rainfall is likely to push inland through Wednesday across the region, all the way up into Texas and Arkansas. Also, concerns of flooding and rainfall will be possible. Blah, 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 blah. New Zealand's polar blast, ski field shut, ferry crossing stopped. That means it's cold and up to 80 centimeters expected in some regions. The snow has closed Mount Hutt, Mount Chisholm, Mount Linford, Canterbury, and Porter ski fields. Whew. Heck of a spring happening there. Flash floods strike northern Italy, totally fluxed. Cars, buildings, and vineyards washed away. Sudden and violent thunderstorms unleashed hell upon northern Italy over the weekend, submerging streets and washing away cars in the province of Verona. According to local reports, hospital phone lines were temporarily down and a state of emergency was issued. Sang Po Sayang River at its highest level in 5 decades. On the back of the Kerala devastation, further flood alerts have been issued for districts in the Arunachal Pradesh in India. And that's not all. Kerala is battling rat fever outbreak after India's state's worst flooding in a century. Kerala, the southern Indian state reeling from its worst flooding in a century, is now battling a fast, progressive strain of leptospirosis, or rat fever as known locally. Some 200 cases of the infection have been confirmed so far, health ministry spokesman said. Authorities suspect it's the cause of dozens of deaths since mid-August. The waterborne bacteria disease can prove fatal and is transmitted by the urine of an... read it yourself. Boom! Watch these ladies. Okay. Seismic update. Error! We are losing bandwidth and I'm losing my voice. Bear with me. Boom! We have a lot of strange quakes happening here in central China. The Ring of Fire is on fire. 5.9 Ecuador. We have the mid-ocean ridges ringing. 4.7 Bristol Island, Sandwich Islands. Aftershock of the 5.7 earlier. Whew. Keep an eye on it. Northern Marianas Trench is ringing. And we have moderate activity in Papua New Guinea at 5.5. Heads up, Picos. You mother frackers. Puna, Hawaii. Lava continues to fill the deep crater in Fissure 8 cone with no lava extending outside the walls of the cone and no flows heading down the spillway. We showed you the empty fissure 48 hours ago. It is now filled with a little bit of lava and a little right there, just like a boom. We showed it to you. Worldwide volcano news update. Krakatau is back in effect. Continuous volcanic emissions, as well as Semaru Ducona Reventador. Come check it out. Be up to date. Civil unrest for 2018-2019, as we predict, is now being predicted by Armstrong Economics. They must be watching the channel. What do you guys think? Yes, the beginning is near, I assure you. And it's glorious. Are you prepared? Civil unrest for 2018-2019 post-election cycle. The end of the United States, perhaps? Come check it out. Here's the U.S. top income tax rate spike anomaly graph from Armstrong Fearonomics, where you can go boom and use climate cycles to predict how you're going to make $1 billion. We are preparing a report for the election cycle. This year is crazy. There are so many people in Congress calling it quits. Blah, blah, blippity, blue. Read about it. First gold Jesus coin. Whew. That's not going to save you. We'll tell you what will in a minute. How to ferment vegetables. It's so simple, kids. If you listen to what I said a few months ago and you planted some stuff, now you have vegetables and you have no idea what to do with them. You don't even know how to saute yet. Please watch a video on it. But let's talk about how to ferment them. Go get some pickles, or go get some of your cucumbers, get a piece of squash, get some carrots. Doesn't matter what you grab. Bring it in, rinse it off, chop it up. Yeah, get a mason jar and get some salt, and you're off to the races. All you need to ferment vegetables, and we're talking lacto fermentation, is a 1 quart mason jar, a plastic lid, not the metal ones, because the acids will absolutely affect that lid. So get the plastic lids. They cost a little more. You can get 10 of them at Walmart for $2. Some sea salt and some water. Not the iodized kind. Sea salt. And some water. You can also use some peppercorns, fresh dill, or other fresh herbs from the garden. You just chuck that in a mason jar. Add about an inch, leave about an inch of space at the top. Put the cap on and put it in a cool place. 70 degrees in the dark. Every day, just crack the lid, and in a week, you have delicious lacto-fermented vegetables. It's that easy. Pop it in the fridge, and this baby will last for months. Well, not really. Days, because you'll eat it all. Now, are you prepared for the beginning? Because there's no way to predict when it will happen. And the end has to come first. And that is going to be horrendous. But those of you that are prepared to survive and thrive through the ending times will be ready for the beginning, which is happening soon. Come over to my Patriot Supply, the link below. And if you don't have a lot of money, you can start with the 4-week food kit, plus a survival seed vault. Now, guys, even if you work at Walmart, you can afford this in a month. It's $197 to your door, and it comes in the tote. It comes with a month of food and USD organic heirloom seed vault. 20 packs of different seeds, which you can learn how to seed save. This is all you need to get started. $200. It's less than $200. Support the channel and support your survival. This is your key in. This is how you get in. How do I get in? You don't need to buy vacuum packs and bags and buckets and all that stuff. Save your ducats, and for under $200, you're in. You got 4 weeks of food plus seeds. It's all packaged for you. It's idiot proof. Look at it. It's right there. Boom. Whew. Yeah, the ladies know. Hope you got something out of the video. Times are changing. We're reporting on it. Here's the GSP-2 Holocene data. These red arrows depict solar maximum. Our solar max is over. And after all solar maxes come rapid empire-ending drops. All of them. Here's the end of the Minoans, the end of the Romans, the end of the medieval. This is the Dark Age, into the Maunder Minimum. And we're about to go and drop into the Eddy Minimum before your very lives. We're not here to scare you. We're here to prepare you. The beginning is near. Start preparing now. We love each and every one of you. Be safe. And that's a boom.